Okay guys, right, so for this video, for a while now I've been thinking how I can close this airbox. Now people have put GT500 airboxes in, they've modified GT500 lids, there's been all kinds of things happen with this, and I don't really want to take it away from what it is, but I'd still like to have it closed. I've got a version of it which I don't think anybody's done before, and it's very, very easy and it looks fantastic. And you're looking at it right now. And I've worked out a way of doing it actually. In this rubber here, there's some ridges. Okay, this rubber's flexible and it sits onto the inside of the hood. But there's some ridges in this, and I'm going to use that ridge, the top ridge, to mount the lid in. It actually clears this, okay? It's just above that. And I think it's going to work really well. So, what I did to start out was I made a cardboard template because I wanted to get approximately the size. I used this, which is a piece of flexible plastic, bottom of a tray actually, but it was perfect. I can trim it with scissors and I managed to get the size and the shape I wanted, and even though it doesn't look like it fits, it really does. I cut a piece of perspex with a jigsaw, really fine bladed jigsaw, sanded the edges. It's got some plastic film on it at the moment, that's why it looks a bit rubbish, and that fits into the rubber profile here. There's a little recess in the rubber and it fits perfectly into that. That will seal it, help to keep the inlet temperature, air temperature down, and I'm going to use that vent straight into it because it's literally straight in front of the airbox entry, and if I take the cover off, which is inside there, I've got ram air. So happy days. Cold air intake, taking cold air from the front of the car. Right, it's installed. You probably can't see it, but that is a perspex lid. There, maybe in the reflection to the Mach 1, I suppose GT350 airbox. It works perfect. It sits into the recess of the rubber trim. It's held in really well. It's sealed the box now, from the top anyway. First part's done, and super pleased with that. It looks factory. So another little test I wanted to do is to see how well this actually seals against the underneath of the hood. So I've put some small tabs, I've rolled up some tape and I've put tabs all the way around the rubber to see where it makes contact when I shut the hood, the bonnet, wherever you come from. And I'm going to try that now. We're back. That is what was left on there, and that's what you can see under the hood. So there's 3 tabs that have actually been pushed against the underneath of the hood. The others have stayed on. Now these aren't stuck on very well. I've just touched that and it's come off to this. They're very, very easy to come off, but they're very sticky, which means looking at this closely now, I can't see any hood felt debris on any of that adhesive. So that means that none of that area is contacting the hood when it's down. I don't know if anybody else has done this test. I mean, it's a really basic test to give you an idea of where the rubber's touching, but obviously it works. But for sure, if they'd made contact, we would have had a felt residue on there, or these would have just come off because they're look, you see, I just touched it and it came off, and they haven't moved, and they're sticky as well. They're super sticky. So take what you want from that. Okay, so next job, I've got to take this off so I can get access underneath here to get this cover piece off. So I'm going to take off all the push pins here, lift this panel off. I haven't had it off before, so I don't know what's under there, and see what we got. That duct goes right the way through to the front, so you can see it there. Okay, it runs through there. There's the original rubber, I presume, that fits on the standard Mustang, but there's an extension piece for this car which you could see there, okay, and that piece runs right up behind this duct. So I'm actually quite pleased about that. That's going to make my job a lot easier. Right, so you can see in here, you see all the rubbish from, I've just been out to get my oil changed, and it's pretty grubby, but anyway. You can see in here there's 4 slots, top, middle and bottom, and I've got to put in a screwdriver or a plastic tool in there, give it a twist, and that, apparently this will drop out. So now we just got to take this out, so I'm just going to slide this out the way. There is a little gap, I can pull it through gently here, which I have done. One cover piece, and that's completely open now, and right in front of the airway. Let me drag you around and see if you can see this. Right, now, you're looking at what I'm looking at now. You can see straight through that vent, and then basically in there now, it's right in front of the airway. Okay, we're all done. I've fabricated some panels now for this air inlet to smooth the airflow in, so as the air comes into that vent, it goes inside the airbox, which you can hopefully see. It goes straight back. If I can get in there, you go straight back into the field, unbroken line. Look at that. The panels as near as I could get to factory finish, and they work well. The air actually enters through this little vent here as well at the side, and this, because the snorkel from the air box actually covers completely this area, which is really good. I didn't have to do too much, although I did shred my hands getting the panels in, but anyway, it's another story. And I'm pleased with it. It's now a functioning ram air cold air intake. I'm pleased with the cover because in traffic it helps, and it definitely will help as well when you're driving. It just stops warm air seeping into the air inlet, so you know, whatever happens, you want cold air, don't you? So the inlet air temperature, I've got markings on the gauge and I'm used to where it sits, and I've fitted this new airbox cover, and definitely makes a difference. I've noticed that the air temperature, inlet air temperature, is staying down, and it stays down for longer when I come into traffic, or for whatever reason I slow up. It stays down. It used to go up very quickly and go up quite high. It definitely has made a difference. It keeps the air temperature down.